There are a million freelancing platforms out there. Some of them are not worth your time whatsoever, and some of them you should be on ASAP. So let's find out which is which. First up in the ring, Upwork, the granddaddy of freelancing platforms. This is the platform that got me started back in 2016 when I had no clue about anything freelancing related. So really, I owe it all to Upwork, but I still have super mixed feelings about it, so let's talk about them. So Upwork Pros, it's got a ton of active core clients. 150,000 active core clients means a lot of people who want to give you money, potentially. We love that. Huge diversity in jobs, from thumbnail design for cat channels, which dream job, to full-on lawsuits. They've got it all. So if you have some sort of skill, chances are you can find someone hiring for it. But cons, super competitive. You're competing for these clients with 18 million other freelancers. It's like the worst game of musical chairs ever. I was refreshing the jobs every 10 minutes and applying ASAP, like within minutes. That's the only way I landed my first clients. It's also kind of a confusing and potentially expensive bidding system. So I spent real money to buy more connects to apply to more jobs, which seems kind of sketch, I know. Now, fees. Upwork takes a flat 10% fee on whatever money you make, which is too high, in my opinion. So I'm giving Upwork the Day Award for more crowded than a can of sardines because it is cramped up on there. Up on there, Upwork. I didn't even write that. So Upwork is going into tier 3. I was a beginner when I was on there and it was good for me. Once I was no longer a beginner, it was no longer good for me. That's just my 2 cents. By the way, at the end of the video, I'll tell you what my game plan for how to use freelancing platforms properly is, because I think it's very easy to get overwhelmed and lost in all the freelancing platforms. So I'll share that at the end. Next up is PeoplePerHour. This site has been around apparently since 2007. So it's actually the super OG great grandma of freelancing platforms. Pros, over 1 million clients, which isn't too shabby, though I'm not sure that those are all active clients. Cons, heavy fees, which I'll get into in a second, and also about 3 million freelancers, so still very competitive. I've also read that trying to get in touch with customer service is a huge headache, so just caution. Now the fees for PeoplePerHour. Okay, are you ready? Because this is so confusing. They've got variable fees. 20% on anything below 250 pounds, 7.5% on anything between 250 and 5,000 pounds, then 3.5% of anything over 5,000 pounds. And this is per buyer. That means for every new client you take on, they'll always start at 20% fees. So PeoplePerHour gets the Day Award for most ridiculous fee system. Like, what's even happening? I shouldn't be forced to do this much math just to figure out how much money you're taking from me. So I'm putting PeoplePerHour in tier 5. Heavy fees plus heavy competition, most of the time in my experience, ends up with an unhappy freelancer. Next up is actually a newer platform that I didn't know before we started researching for this video. So in addition to freelancers, Brybe also lets you hire or sell services as an influencer. So the marketplace is kind of set up like Fiverr, where you set a price and clients can kind of browse your services. So pros here, serves a relatively untapped market. Influencers, it also has a nice UI. It's very easy to navigate from my experience. Cons, lack of clients. I couldn't find hard numbers, but just looking at the amount of influencers and freelancers with 0 reviews tells me there might not be a lot happening there yet. Also, weird fees. So the fees here are also variable. There are no fees for your first 3 Brybe or for any project under $30. After that, depending on how many Brybe's you've sold, it goes from 25% fees down to 8%. A Brybe wins the Day Award for most confusing to pronounce. So I'm not sure if it's Brybe's or Bribes or Bribes. Oh, I think it's meant to be bribes. Also weird. I guess I made that harder, more complicated than it needs to be to pronounce. I'm putting Brybe in tier 4, super niche platform, cool concept, and if you're an influencer, definitely check it out. But for a regular freelancer, I think you'll have better luck going elsewhere. Next up is Fiverr. Oh, Fiverr is such a weird and wonderful platform. Like, where else on the internet can you go for a custom adult coloring book and to learn how to get better at League of Legends? Nowhere. I swear, nowhere. Pros, more than 5 million yearly buyers. That's a huge number. It's really easy to use, easy for clients to browse your services, which is a huge pro because those are the people that want to spend money. So the easier it is for them to use the platform, the more likely you'll actually get money in your pocket. Now, the hugest pro in my book is the default setup is it lets you make packages, not hourly rates. This is huge in my opinion for freelancers because as a client hiring a first-time freelancer, I will personally always prefer paying for a small one-off package before committing to hourly or long-term retainers, right? Because I know exactly what I'm gonna get. It's not really like I'm paying $20 an hour and I don't know how much you're gonna get done. It's like I'm paying $100 and I know exactly the deliverable that's gonna be sent to me. And I've definitely hired a lot on Fiverr for that exact reason. Cons, pretty competitive, which means generally low rates because freelancers end up competing on pricing. I will also say that with the name Fiverr, clients definitely have like initial connotations of how much they're expecting to pay. So they may expect a Picasso for $5, and the hugest, fattest con are the fees. The fees are 20% of everything you make, including tips, which is brutal. Like that's truly brutal. So I'm giving Fiverr the Stealth Tax Office Award because with the 20% fees, they're basically just like the IRS 2.0. So Fiverr is going into tier 3. I think it's a good place to get your feet wet or to passively find some work here and there. But as you level up your skills, you'll probably want to move on to bigger and better things and kind of go off on your own. Speaking of, Toptal, short for top talent. I learned that today. And they want to be the premier platform for freelancers. Pros, higher rates. According to this review we found, the rates are on average $80 an hour. Amazing. High quality clients. They require a $500 deposit from clients. I love that because that means that clients tend to be more serious and are ready to pay bigger bucks if they're putting down a $500 deposit. Cons, exclusive. So this could be a pro too. I guess it's a pro if you get accepted and a con if you're not, because they only accept 3% of the people who apply to be a freelancer on their site. Another con, they have pretty limited job types. They're mostly focused on business, design, and tech right now. Fees, none. Toptal adds their cut on top of your rate, and the client only ever sees the combined rate. So basically, the client is paying Toptal, you're not. Amazing, Toptal. Love to see it, right? Toptal gets the day award for coolest party I wasn't invited to because 97% of us will have to be content with watching through the windows. Toptal goes into, I think, tier 2. Good for seasoned vets. If you can get into the Toptal party, totally try to do it. But if you can't, don't worry. The rest of us are out here too. All right, next is freelancer.com. It is as little as it gets. 67 million users and 22 million jobs. With all those jobs, it must be amazing, right? So the pros here, lots of jobs and clients, lots of diversity of job types. Cons, heavy competition. And interestingly, I found contests while we were doing our research. A very unique con. This is a special category where clients can essentially create a Hunger Games style contest for their project, and freelancers submit finished work to try and win the contest, and only one person gets paid for the work they do, and that is truly bizarre to me. Fees 10%, but there are a lot of variables depending on job type, so honestly you're better off reading through the guidelines for yourself because I couldn't figure it out. Freelancer.com wins the day award for most 1998 website name. You may have been founded in 2009, but deep down we both know you're still getting over Y2K and you got hella lucky with that domain buy. And I'm putting freelancer.com into tier 3. I would say good for beginners. I can maybe understand that taking on a contest or two is a good way for beginners to get practice and learn without the pressure of getting paid. But if you're at all established in any way, you need to be getting paid 100% of the time. And by established, I mean you're a freelancer. If you say you're a freelancer, you're established. You need to be getting paid 100% of the time. Really, there's no reason why you shouldn't be getting paid. Unless you're doing it strategically. All right, now with 1.5 million freelancers and 800,000 clients, Guru is in kind of the middle of the pack when it comes to how active it is compared to the others on this list. Pros, better freelancer job ratio than some of the other platforms. Now cons is it has a subscription model. So you can use the site for free, sure, but they're gatekeeping simple features like asking the client questions about the job. Who needs to ask questions before taking a job? Everyone. I mean, this feels a little predatory to me, and oh my god, terrible user interface as well. So fees start at 9%, but go down to 5% if you have the most expensive subscription. Yes, you heard that right. Not only do you have to pay a subscription, you also pay a commission. They were like, subscription or commission based? Why not both? So Guru wins the day award for worst aesthetics. So congrats, Guru. There was stiff competition, but you managed to pull it. This is like turning into a roast. I don't know. But I will say the freelance job ratio is better, but I'm not actually sure it's translating to better jobs or higher rates. So still, I have to put Guru into tier 5. Don't use this. I mean, subscription and commission? Okay, that's like actually wild. Now, Wripple is a newer platform, mostly focused on marketing clients based on what I read, though they also have some other types of jobs as well. Pros here, no fees. Yeah, I will repeat it again. No fees and less competition because you have to apply to the platform. They have vetted clients, so they write on their website that Ripple's private marketplace only includes qualified project opportunities sourced by our team with top brands and agencies. Cool. Cons, fewer clients, it's exclusive, you have to apply to be on the platform, so you might not make it on the platform. Fees, again, for the people in the back, none. So cool. I'm giving Ripple the day award for least favorite name. Nothing personal. I just don't like saying it. Are you even really looking at it? It makes me uncomfortable. It's going into tier 4. Super niche platform. If you're semi-experienced and you have marketing skills, I think it's definitely worth checking out, but I'm not sure how useful it is right now for everyone else. My view as I film this video. It's elite. Contra is up next. If you watch my channel, then you know I act like I'm sponsored by Contra, but I'm really not. That's how much I like their platform. This is a rare gem, a freelancer first platform. Who would have thought it was possible? Pros, no fees. So you heard that right again. No commissions for freelancers. Such a big pro. They have freelancer protections. So for example, they have a dispute system where if the client wants a refund, it's overseen by an actual human being. They don't just automatically side with the client and refund the client, which some people do. They also have a great community in Slack. I'm in there and I saw they even review portfolios there. What? And higher rates. So Contra actually insists on minimum $25 an hour rates and flat rates of minimum $250 for jobs. So I think this helps get rid of a lot of clients that are just hunting for, bargains and cheaper, like $5 an hour, ridiculous. Cons, it's new. Because it's fresher and more exclusive, it doesn't have the numbers of some of these other platforms. But honestly, based on how it's going, I feel like all the best freelancers are going to end up on Contra. And when all of the best talent is somewhere, the best clients hiring the best talent are going to be on that platform as well. So I think give it some time. Again, not sponsored, just acting like I am. Fees, none. Technically, I want to be upfront. So they run on a subscription model where you can optionally pay $12 a month to set up like a really fancy portfolio site. But the free membership gives you a personal page with your services and example projects listed already. Now, what I really like about this is you don't have to pay for any essential features. Everything you need is free. But if you want a little fancy, cute little boost, then you can, but you don't have to. And I think that's totally fair, right? So Contra gets the coveted Data Award for most likely to bail you out of prison because I just feel like they have my back. I just get that vibe. All right, so drumroll fees. I'm putting Contra into tier 1. Tier 1. Everyone sign up immediately. Like seriously, there's no downsides. Just do it. Do it right after you finish watching this video and leaving me a comment about how helpful this video was. Right after that comment has been published, then you sign up to Contra. That's perfect. Now onto our final platform, FlexJobs. FlexJobs. Pros, lots of job diversity and human vetted job postings, which is really cool if you think about it. Cons, not as many freelance jobs. And no free version. They've got a subscription model. The fees here is, are you ready? The subscription starts at $10 per week. That's wild. FlexJobs gets the Day Award for get in and get out quick because at $10 per week, you best get out quick, right? This platform was kind of hard to place because if you're looking for a full-time or remote, like part-time remote position, I think it could actually be worth the cost if you use it right and quite intensively. However, for general freelancers, I will say I'm going to put it into tier 5 because I just don't think it's worth it if you're constantly looking for clients to pay $10 a week for a subscription. So here's the final tier list in all its glory and the pros and cons and fees in a quick snapshot for you. So here's my freelancing platform strategy because I know this can be overwhelming. Pick maximum 2 platforms and create a weekly system for how many jobs you want to apply to, how many outreaches you want to do per week, something you can realistically commit to, so don't overcommit, and do it for at least 2 to 3 months if you want to see results. Haphazardly using freelancing platforms is the easiest way to get overwhelmed and not see any results. So that's my strategy. That's what worked for me as well when I started using Upwork and then slowly as I transitioned and was able to transition off of Upwork. So that's what I recommend. Now, if you want to hear some hot tips on how to best use Upwork or really any freelancing platforms, then check out this video next where I talk through exactly what to do on Upwork as an example. And as always, thanks so much for watching and I'll hopefully catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.